Hello, amazing coaches out there. I'm so excited to be back. I was out sick for the weekend basically, which is why I wasn't shooting any videos, and my laptop decided to just die and it wasn't charging. So, I mean, it was a good way to take a break, but nonetheless, I am back once again. For all of you guys who are new here, I'm Madhurima Sappatti, a freedom soul coach who loves to help coaches basically get freedom from burnouts and limiting beliefs. I do this with a lot of spirituality, inner work, working with awareness and mindset and all these amazing techniques. I have like a 7-step coaching program where called Freedom, basically. Ta-da! I mean, it's in the name, guys. So it's a 7-step coaching program where I dive deeper into this. It's a one-on-one session where I sit with you and we work together to create something amazing, create a container that allows you to kind of flourish and live life. Anyways, super excited to be back here. Today's topic is something that is very crucial because it will set the tone for the videos that are about to come. Now, in the past couple of videos, I've been talking about how I wanted to kind of share more information of triggers. Like everyone has a specific set of triggers that usually trigger their burnouts for them. And I wanted to talk about these triggers one at a time. But before I do that, I wanted to talk to you about awareness. This is such an important thing. All you coaches out there are already aware of this, right? Like, I mean, it is the thing we start with. Mindset is the thing that we usually start our coaching program with, and awareness is so crucial. But today I wanted to talk about how you can kind of get habituated to being more aware about your own self and being more aware about your burnouts. Now this is important mostly because even if you join the coaching program, we will have an entire session around helping you figure out what your triggers are, recognizing patterns, and all those amazing things. And the most crucial thing is to be aware of what your triggers are so that you can catch yourself in the burnout phase. Okay, let me be clear. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Burnout is not 100% preventable, but there are so many amazing techniques for you to kind of catch yourself if you're in the beginning of the burnout cycle, or if you feel like you might get burnt out while doing some sort of an activity that is stressful ahead of time. So having that awareness about yourself is crucial, because a lot of times we realize that we are getting burnt out probably late into the cycle, right? Like we have had some signs that we probably have ignored or brushed aside, and we are not in a space that allows us to work with our burnout at that particular point of time. So you're used to it and you've started to see the effects of burnout. But what we want to do is not get into that phase. We want to catch it right in the beginning, and the most important thing to do that is being aware about your own self. Now, if you're starting out and you want to know how to become more aware, there are a lot of amazing things that you can do. We'll play a game called the awareness game. Now, I first read about this technique in a book called How to Do Nothing by Jenny Odell. Amazing book. You definitely need to check it out. But it's how, if you are in a situation where you are being forced or you are being called to focus on something that is extremely specific, even after you're out of that environment, you will still be aware of the little things, right? You'll still be aware of the little things. I know it sounds confusing, but hear me out. It's like if you watched a documentary about birds or something, you're bored, it's 1 o'clock at night, much like my situation, and you're watching a documentary on birds and how they care for their babies, how they care for the eggs and stuff like that. After you finish watching the documentary, and if you're truly focused in that particular thing, after watching the documentary, the next day you might be roaming around and you might see a nest with birds, and you might be much more aware of what's going on, what is happening in that particular space. Doesn't sound like a great example, but it is so true. Now, there is also a mention in the book that there is an orchestra where this musician plays with a lot of different things, right? They use a mixer grinder, they use car horns, they use all these different stimulants to basically create an entire musical night. And after that, when the author actually leaves and she's going down the route that she has gone down many, many times, she's much more aware of the traffic sounds, she's much more aware of all that is happening around her. This is called the awareness game. You can try it out yourself, and here's how you should be doing it if you're worried of being burnt out, right? What I want you to do, and this is something that anyone can do, it's a great thing to do no matter at which stage of your burnout journey you are in. If you're a newbie or if you're an experienced burnout experiencer, I don't know how to say that other than that, but here's what you can do. Listen to people's stories. This is such a great way to recognize, oh, has this actually happened to me? Have I experienced these signs that they have experienced in their burnout journey? Listening to other people's burnout journey is a great, great way to kind of recognize and be more aware so that you can catch yourself to not only take proper measurements to overcome or prevent burnout, but to also avoid being in situations like that, or better handling situations that might lead to burnout, right? That's a great way to do it. Another great way to do it is by staying in the space. I will be creating a playlist for burnout triggers where I speak about every trigger in detail, what can happen, what can't happen. And at the end of it all, I will ask you, have you ever experienced this in your life? What has your experience been like? What caused the experience? What did you feel during this experience? So basically, it's a great way to get coached for free, but also I'm just kidding. I mean, it's a great way to get coached for free for sure, but it's also a great way to be aware, right? This is such a crucial thing for all the episodes that come after this particular video, especially in the burnout triggers playlist. So I hope that you stay tuned. It's such an amazing thing. We'll play this awareness game together. You don't have to do it all alone. I'm super excited to do this with you. Awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.